Hey everyone, Scott here to discuss The Boss Baby, featuring the voices of Alec Baldwin, Steve Buscemi, Jimmy Kimmel, Lisa Kudrow, and Tobey Maguire, and directed by Tom McGrath. Now, before I get into this, I remember not liking this when I first saw this, and then I had to rethink my memory of going to see this again and finishing it off because I didn't finish it the first time, but I finished it the second time. And we'll see how it goes to this day. I'm not sure how this is going to go because I haven't revisited it since theaters. So let's get into the movie. Adult Tim Templeton, voiced by Tobey Maguire, narrates about when he was younger for the whole movie, saving Mom, voiced by Lisa Kudrow, and Dad, voiced by Jimmy Kimmel, who I hate in real life, by the way. Or maybe hate's too strong of a word. I think it's I'm more like I'm not a fan of his, as he pretends to play searching about. He plays around about searching Congo as the parents ask about having a baby brother, and I'm not sure about the Templetons without the new addition of the family, as one baby goes to management who's called the Boss Baby, voiced by Alec Baldwin, as he gets delivered to the Templetons in a taxi cab and rings the doorbell, and he was getting more attention than Tim, and he's led to believe he's taking over the family, as he's ordering Mom and Dad around and doesn't fool Tim, as he knows something is going on with the Boss Baby. And I like the Boss Baby's voice as Alec Baldwin, which makes him sound more like a little man. And the problem is, I can't really connect with any of the characters. One night, the Boss Baby's phone rings as he knows he can talk, and he introduces himself as the boss and wants to torment Tim. And this plot is too melodramatic and for real life, particularly if the Boss Baby tries to get Tim fired from family, as it doesn't work like that. And the next morning, Tim spies on the Boss Baby, and this is the problem. This is a cliche melodramatic plot. The Boss Baby explains to other babies the threat is puppies. Which, what kind of a threat is that? As puppies are just as cute as babies, in my opinion, nor is it as funny as any other DreamWorks animated film like the first Shrek, Madagascar, and Megamind, in my opinion. Tim and the Boss Baby try to fight over the tape Tim recorded so Tim can show the parents that the Boss Baby can talk and fight over the tape and gets Tim's favorite stuffed animal broken. And Mom and Dad ground Tim until they get along better than they are at this point. And the movie is the Boss Baby tries to put aside their differences, as unfortunately I don't find this as interesting as the Boss Baby puts a pacifier in Tim's mouth to show him where babies come from in a building called Baby Corp, which is not the way it's supposed to work, as the subject is rather inappropriate, and for the show anyways, because this is a PG-rated movie, shows the real plot as puppies versus babies, and the plot is, again, very weak. His boss is a female baby, and the Boss Baby wants a promotion with a corner office and a private potty, let's call it, as the Boss Baby has to find out the new puppy is, as they work together, he and Tim, and they have no choice but to love each other as they try to love each other. And Tim tries to put a sailor outfit, and he's naked, and they block it off for the PG rating as they have with each other, and they fall asleep on the couch together. And that moment was cute, but at best, but the censorship of a naked baby was rather inappropriate. The next day, they go to Mom and Dad's work at Puppy Corp, while the Boss Baby and Tim split up with Mom and Dad as they find a new puppy experiment, and Tim puts the Boss Baby in a puppy costume as he and Tim go into a filing section as they trade it with another file as the Boss Baby drools on it, and they do a Raiders of the Lost Ark reference where they get caught and interrogated by Francis, voiced by Steve Buscemi, as he tells the story of himself as a Boss Baby before he was fired, as Francis wants to end Baby Corp with a puppy that lives forever. And this is such a tedious way to show a villain who wants to destroy a baby cop with living forever puppies, which that's impossible. By taking mom and dad to Las Vegas to join them, as the boss baby becomes a regular baby for a brief second. And this happens quite a few times, might I add. And Tim had an idea of a way to get to the airport to catch mom and dad from going into with Francis, and that is to distract the babysitter, who happens to be Eugene, who's Francis's brother, as a disgraced elderly lady, by pretending to throw up on Eugene and go on a bicycle to the airport. And this movie is becoming insulting to the babies and puppies, as well as adults, I'll say. And as this movie is pretty dumb, at one point a giant baby rips off Eugene's eyebrows and becomes an eyebrowed kind of baby as Tim rides the bicycle fast, and he's inspired to jump his bicycle over a train, which was close, but a close one, but still kind of dumb, as this is a dumb movie with a melodramatic plot as Francis takes the plane with mom and dad on it, as Tim wishes the boss baby was never born, which is a family film cliche, and he calls and reminds Tim he doesn't know what it's like to have a family, and that was a quick recovery that didn't seem unrealistic, but the animation is honestly not that great either. The boss baby and Tim enter first class, and as the plane takes off, Tim can't help fearing without his parents holding his hand, and the boss baby does so, and the acting is not that great, which makes me a little concerned for the new movie. Tim teaches the boss baby about using his imagination. As they arrive in Vegas, they go in a limo to the convention center with some ladies that were having some kind of party. I couldn't really tell you what it is. And go to the Puppy Corp as they introduce in the convention center the new puppy that lives forever, and trap mom and dad as Francis takes them away. And Francis takes mom and dad into the rocket where they'll burn as Francis lets the countdown begin, and they use their imagination to knock down Francis, and the boss baby goes to the rocket door to get the parents away from the rocket, and the boss baby almost sacrifices himself in the rocket as he jumps down while acting like a baby, until Tim changes him back, and they bring back mom and dad, and they go home with the boss baby going back to Baby Corp in a taxi cab, as the parents will forget about him, and he has the promotion with his own office with a private party and a picture frame up on the wall. Tim and his family get back to normal as they were in the beginning of the movie, as they're both bored with it, until Tim writes a letter to the boss baby about sharing the family, and the boss baby quits the business and becomes a family baby and comes back to the Templetons as they name him Theodore. As they grow up together, and they grow up, and Tim has a daughter who's about to have a baby sister. The little girl, I mean. And the climax was cute, but unfortunately, I just didn't really care. Now it's time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 4.7 out of 10. This is a melodramatic plot, as the animation in this movie isn't that great, but there's times it was cute, but unfortunately, I just didn't really care. The movie has some cliches, sure, but I wish I didn't know it was coming, but the movie did show me at times, as it got predictable at times as well. I am rather worried about going into this movie theater watching the sequel because of how this movie turned out, as I didn't really care for it, but hopefully it'll improve like The Croods did. So I'd like to thank you guys for joining me, and next time I will be back with the Boss Baby Family Business, aka the new movie. And until next time, I'm the boss.